Hey, how's it going? There you are, people of the YouTube. I've been looking all over for you, and there you are. I don't know what I'm doing with that intro, but whatever. My name is Adam. Today I'm going to be discussing my DVDs, my DVD collection that I have. It's a very small DVD collection, so it won't take too much of your time up. I'm just going to whiz through them, tell you what I like about them, and stuff like that. I only got a small collection because I pretty much sold all my old ones. I tend to stream a lot of films nowadays, and I usually get broke quite often, so I just tend to flog them. But yeah, I would like to build them up a little bit more, maybe get a bit more of a decent collection. One of my fellow YouTubers that I follow on here, Nate, he has some great collection. I tend to watch his videos a lot. I'll put a link to him because he's got some great videos, definitely worth watching. Anyway, I will crack on with my first DVD. The Matrix, classic. It brought about that whole bullet time thing. It did revolutionize, the way films are made, and it was mercilessly copied, that whole bullet time thing. But Keanu, Keanu, man. True Romance, love this film, love this film, seen it a lot. It was written by Quentin Tarantino, stars Christian Slater, not just Christian Bale, and Patricia Arquette, who was like crazy hot. This film also has Gary Oldman as a sort of weird white Rasta guy with dreads and a weird eye, and he is just brilliant in this film. He just makes a fantastic villain as always, and he's just such a good villain in this. Great film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, my favorite of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't really count the Hobbits because I just did not like them. They looked really CG. They took a lot of the practical effects away, and I think they just made 3 films out of what they could have condensed down into a one film, I think. But anyway, Lord of the Rings, classic. And there's going to be a new Lord of the Rings TV show as well, being filmed in New Zealand. And my good friend Wesley, who now lives in New Zealand, emigrated to New Zealand, he's going to be an extra. He's going to play a Hobbit. So yeah, I'm going to be looking out for that. This is like just a random one that I used to watch all the time. The Adventures of Pete and Pete, which was a Nickelodeon show. I used to love it. It had this superhero called Artie, the strongest man in the world.
The strongest man in the world.
It was just a great show, and it had lots of cameos in it, including Iggy Pop, of all people. So yeah. Old classic Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock, Knife, in the shower, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, just classic, love it. I got it for $1.99 apparently. I can't even remember buying it, but yeah, brilliant. Love this film. Crazy trippy effects, crazy trippiness going on from what was his name? Hunter S. Thompson was the guy who this is based on, who wrote it. The Lost Boys, classic vampire film, love it. I've done a countdown to my favorite 10 vampire films. This is on there. Check the video out to see where it placed. Frankenweenie, I love like Tim Burton stuff, and this is probably one of my favorite of his. Frankenweenie, just so cool and dark and gothic-y, and I just love the way it looks more than anything. Pineapple Express, I absolutely love this film, just cracks me up every time I watch it. I've seen it so many times now, so it's sort of like one of those films I don't even need to watch it, I just replay it in my head.
Private Miller.
But some hilarious scenes. James Franco cracks me up in this. Just some of the looks he gives. He doesn't even say anything. Just some of the looks he gives. It just really cracks me up. It's brilliant film. Hopefully one day they'd make a sequel to it, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. But it would have been good if they did. The Exorcist. This film still shits me up. It's one of them films that I can't really watch it alone because I'm that much of a pussy. But like it's like. So I think it's because it has no music and it's so like eerie, and there's just some just like some of the scenes where she's like doing that weird crab walk down the stairs and like just wetting herself and just saying your mother sucks cocks in hell, that classic line, you know what I mean? It's just fucking great. It's a brilliant film. Back to the Future trilogy. I love Back to the Future. I tried to put some background in because somebody said, you know, was trying to tell me about my videos and say you probably need to put some background into your videos, you know, just to make it look pretty. So I've just shoved that up there. I'm going to sort that out at some point. Back to the Future, what can I say about it? It's a classic. I love it. This is Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap, always cracks me up. It's a very, very funny film. It came out in the 70s, I believe, like late 70s. And it was a brilliant spoof on a band, and they went around touring and stuff, and it was just like a behind the scenes of a touring band, like a spoof. You've probably seen it, but it's just hilarious. If you haven't seen it, you've got to watch it because it's just hilarious. I already said that. Predator box set 1 and 2. My good friend Jody bought me this many moons back. Probably my favourite Arnold Schwarzenegger film to this day, The Predator. It's just a classic. I absolutely love Predator, and Predator 2 has grown on me. I never really liked it when I first watched it, but it's definitely grown on me over the years with Danny Glover in the lead role, and he's always good as the sort of jaded beat cop kind of guy. So yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I'm in my 30s, and this is Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, but this is like really good cartoon. It's probably one of the best Spider-Man cartoons going, other than the original 90s Spider-Man cartoons. This Spectacular Spider-Man really took it to another level. The animation was a bit weird to begin with, and it took me a little while to get used to it, but the animation is really good. Over 4 hours of action, anyway. The Frighters. I absolutely love this film. Stars Michael J. Fox. Was directed by Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings fame. I think this was the film that came out just before his big directorial thing with Lord of the Rings. This also has some great effects for the time. It's about a ghost-busting scam artist kind of guy. This guy can see ghosts. Michael J. Fox's character, Frank Bannister, I believe his name was. And he can see ghosts, and he goes around, causes like some exorcism shit, and he exorcises the ghosts from people's houses. So it's sort of like a little money scam he's got going, until all of a sudden this one like really vicious ghost comes around and starts killing people, and starts putting numbers in their head and starts taking them off one by one, sort of like a weird serial killer thing. But it's a comedy, dark comedy. It's a dark comedy. It's definitely got some proper spooky moments in it. This is the Peter Jackson director's cut, and this is when DVDs pretty much first came out, around that time, where they gave you like shitloads of extras. Like nowadays you don't get any kind of extras as much as this, but this has just got shed loads. But yeah, anyway, next one, Shining. Absolutely love this film. Here's Johnny, classic, blood. Stay with us forever, Danny, and ever and ever and ever. Brilliant. Drag Me to Hell. Sam Raimi. I really like this film. There's a lot of people who sort of not so keen on this film. I really love this film, especially like some of the scenes with the old lady that really freaks me out. She's like vomiting, and it's just spooky gypsy curses and being dragged to hell. Falling Down. Absolutely love this film. This film stars Michael Douglas, and it is directed by Joel Schumacher of Batman and Robin fame, but don't let that put you off. It's about a disgruntled worker who's just kind of fed up of the fucking system and just tired of it all, and he's just sort of, he's sitting in traffic one day, it's so hot, and he can't get through the traffic, and he just pops, and he's right, that's it, I'm going to visit my daughter, and he goes off to visit his daughter, but he has to sort of go through these burrows, these rough burrows, and gradually he picks up different weapons and stuff on the way. It's almost like a computer game, weirdly. But yeah, it's like, and he goes in McDonald's. There's a classic scene where he goes in McDonald's or a burger joint, whatever burger joint, and compares the size of the burger on the poster to the actual burger he gets, and he just flips out in the burger joint. It's a brilliant film, classic scenes in it. Michael Douglas, prime Michael Douglas at his best. Definitely worth a watch. Getting near the end now. The Dark Knight Blu-ray, brilliant film. Heath Ledger just absolutely nailed his role as the Joker. This has got some nice extras and what have you. and Beavis and Butthead. I'm from that generation where Beavis and Butthead, I used to watch it as a teenager and it cracked me up then, still cracks me up now. I got into a lot of bands through this cartoon. They just satirised a load of bands and just sat there watching it and taking the piss out of them, and it's just dumb good fun. So there. So that's it, that's my collection. It's a very small collection, I know. I tried to expand it with a little bit of talking and shit, but yeah. So yeah, all that stuff to say now, so thank you for watching, goodbye.